phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
This is Zaven Collins, linebacker for the University of Tulsa, and he was just awarded the Bronco Nagurski Award, who's given to the most outstanding defensive player in college football. And he definitely deserves it. This season, he had 36 total tackles, 4 sacks, and 4 interceptions, and that's not even saying all that he's done this season. And this award is obviously given to the best player on the defensive side of the ball in college football. But how did Zaven Collins come from a guy who was barely looked at all in high school in a small town in Oklahoma, only having one Division I offer, to winning this award and being projected to be taken pretty early in the NFL draft? And in today's video, I will be talking about the Zaven Collins story. To start off the story of Zaven Collins, we have to take it all the way back to Hominy, Oklahoma, where he grew up and played high school football at. Now, Hominy, Oklahoma, to give you some background information, is a very small town in Oklahoma, and in 2018, their population was only 3,400 people. Zaven Collins, growing up in Hominy, Oklahoma, was a do-it-all kid. He literally loved to be outside, and he loved to do all sports, and his mom always told him, if you're going to start something, you're going to finish it. And in Hominy, he did gymnastics, track, football, and baseball. He did it all. At Hominy High School, Zaven Collins was a standout in baseball, track, and obviously football. When Zaven Collins got to high school at Hominy High School, the coaches did not know where to play him. He was just so skilled and gifted, he could play anywhere on the field, but they decided to play him at quarterback on offense, and on defense, he would play safety, linebacker, or pretty much anywhere they needed him to, because he could literally do anything, and he would do anything for the team. Zaven Collins at Hominy High School was a beast on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive. At Hominy High School, Zaven Collins, as the quarterback, actually rushed for 4,084 rushing yards with 54 touchdowns and passed for 3,056 yards and 32 touchdowns in the air during his career, and he also won a Class A State Oklahoma title in his senior season. Now, if you heard all those career numbers and you know how much of a beast he was on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive, you might think Zaven Collins would have a few offers here and there, even though he was from a small town in Oklahoma, but that was far from the truth. Zaven Collins was barely recruited at all. It was very hard for Zaven Collins to be recruited out of Hominy, Oklahoma. It was such a small town, and you can really barely see it at all on a map, unless you zoom in on your phone and something like that. And I'm not going to lie, I'm from Oklahoma, and I'm not gonna lie, I've never even heard of Hominy, Oklahoma until I started researching for this video. Zaven Collins actually invited defensive coordinator from Tulsa, Bill Young, to one of his practices in Hominy, Oklahoma, but the thing is, Zaven Collins did not have his best day of practice, and nothing came about it. A few weeks after that, another Tulsa coach by the name of Philip Montgomery actually saw Zaven Collins, but this was not on purpose like the last time. At a 7-on-7 tournament in Glenpool, he was there to watch his son, Cannon, and Collins' team was actually playing his son's team, and Collins' performance on defense really interested Montgomery. And not only that, in the summer before his senior year, his mom and him would actually drive all over the region going to different football camps just looking for an opportunity that would lead to a scholarship offer. His mom is quoted saying, "We did everything we could. I remember one week when we started off in Kansas at a camp, I drove on Thursday and all day Friday to 2 Texas camps, came back to Oklahoma on Saturday. I did everything, just trying to get him recognized." The only offer and interest that Zaven Collins even had going into his senior year of high school was actually from the University of Central Oklahoma, which is a Division II school in Edmond, which is just north of Oklahoma City. And it was a partial scholarship that could be combined with an academic one, which Zaven Collins was definitely getting because he was a valedictorian of his class, and he had a 4.0 GPA. Zaven Collins was going to every D1 school in the region, even if it was in Oklahoma all the way to Memphis, and nothing was coming about going to any of the camps, and even at one point, he was thinking about hanging up the cleats for good. Zaven Collins would go to one last college football camp before his senior year. It was July 22nd, and he was going to attend Tulsa's camp, and he knew he had to show out and make it big, because this was probably his last opportunity to show any Division I teams what he's about, and he had to show Tulsa what he was about, because time was running out on his clock to get offers, Most people who are going D1 have offers going in their senior year, and he had none. And it did not start the best for Zaven. Due to some miscommunication, he actually showed up half an hour late, and he awkwardly ran onto the field without even changing into an issued shirt. Something that Zaven Collins didn't know was that Tulsa actually wanted him at this camp unlike all the other camps. Montgomery was quoted saying, "We brought him into this camp with the mindset of, I know you're a quarterback and I know you're a free safety, but we just want to look at you at a couple other spots while you're here at the camp and put you through some drills." Zaven Collins impressed the Tulsa coaching staff so much that at the end of the camp, Zaven Collins was offered a full-ride scholarship to the University of Tulsa. This would be Zaven Collins' only Division I offer for football, and even though one offer may not seem a lot, this is a lot for Zaven Collins, a guy who's really under the radar and didn't have any traction at all with any of the other Division I schools, even when he attended their camps. This is a really big deal. His goal was to play college football, and he already had an offer, and he had the way to go, and he had a school that was actually interested in him. He accomplished his goal, and he worked hard for it, and it showed. If you work hard, it's going to pay off in the end. Coming out of the 2017 recruiting class, Zaven Collins was a very under-the-radar prospect. According to the 247 Sports Composite, he was barely a 3-star recruit, ranked as the 2,142nd best player in the nation, the 148th best athlete, and the 29th best player in the state of Oklahoma. In Zaven Collins' true freshman season at Tulsa in the 2017 college football season, he would redshirt. In Zaven Collins' redshirt freshman season with Tulsa in the 2018 college football season, he would appear in 12 games, and he bursted on the scene very quickly, having 85 total tackles, 9.5 for loss, 1.5 sacks, and 1 interception, not to mention the 1 fumble recovery and 1 forced fumble as well. In Zaven Collins' redshirt sophomore season at Tulsa in the 2019 college football season, he only got better. He had 97 total tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, and was even a second-team All-AAC. In Zaven Collins' redshirt junior season at Tulsa in the 2020 college football season, in only 8 games, he had 54 total tackles, 7.5 for loss, 4 sacks, 4 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 forced fumbles. Some of the accolades that Zaven Collins added to his name in the 2020 college football season were the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, Chuck Bednarik Award, Unanimous All-American, AAC Defensive Player of the Year, and First Team All-AAC. Zaven Collins has declared his name for the 2021 NFL Draft, and he's currently projected to go in the first round to second round, and if this video can tell you anything, it's to not give up ever, because you never know what's going to happen if you just stop. If you don't give up on your dreams, you can achieve what Zaven Collins is about to achieve. He was really underlooked coming out of high school. He only had 1 Division I offer, and now he might be a first-round pick in this year's 2021 NFL Draft. Well, guys, if you guys liked the video, remember to smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe for more videos. B. Kelly out.